Going to the beach is a lot of fun, especially during the summer and on nice, clear, warm days. But there are beach safety rules, and there are those that enforce those rules to make sure that everybody going to the beach has a good time and a safe time. And today, we're in Harvey Cedars. I'm Vin Ebenu with Chief Lifeguard here in Harvey Cedars, Randy Townsend. Randy, this is a lovely, beautiful beach community here in Southern Ocean County. A lot of people would head here during the summertime. What are your busiest periods of the summer typically?
Busiest periods of the summer tend to be, July 4th week and or the weekend. We have people from all over this tri-state area visiting our beaches here in Harvey Cedars. Fortunately, we have 13 staffed beaches for the entire summer season here in Harvey Cedars, which encompasses our 2.2 mile stretch of sand here.
Now, how many lifeguards do you have on staff for the beach you have?
Typically, we run on any given day anywhere from 34 to 40 lifeguards, depending on the conditions and the workload we have for that day.
How far apart do you spread out each lifeguard, whether it's on the beach or in the water?
They're spread out approximately, I want to say about 3,000 feet in between each lifeguard stand here in Harvey Cedars. We also have 4 or 5 mobile units roaming up and down the beach every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to help accommodate too as well.
I want to get into a couple of things here. One, what the lifeguards are doing to help everybody, what's required of them. But on a day like today with the yellow flag behind us and the water's maybe a little bit rough, what is the message that you and the lifeguards want to send to the beachgoers about how safe the water is?
We're always trying to, not only keep our beaches here safe with the diligence of our lifeguards up here, but we're also here to inform the public of the current conditions on any given day, whether they may be dangerous, if it's hot, you're going to want to stay hydrated, so forth and such. But we're out here with our, not only our lifeguard stands and our chalkboards to provide information to the public, we also use our social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, to help keep the public more informed and make their beach experience here in Harvey Cedars that much more enjoyable.
Now, what are some of the things that you look at or forecast in trying to determine how rough the waters or how safe the waters are in a given day?
NOAA, first and foremost. We also use Surfline as well as Swell Info, theweatherchannel.com. They're a great resource for us too as well. But the National Hurricane Center, once we start to get a little bit closer to hurricane season here in the next couple of weeks, we'll be keeping a closer eye on that, especially down south in the Lesser Antilles where the storms, begin to form.
Is there a period during the summer that you see the waters more consistent or with either being rough for a certain period of time or pretty steady?
The time of year that concerns me the most as a aquatics director here in Harvey Cedars is August, and I'm sure it's the same for a majority of the other agencies here throughout the state. That time of year, it's the peak of hurricane season, which lasts through September. We have extremely warm waters in the month of August, and for the most part, our staff begins to go back to college because we hire a lot of college kids and working professionals in the education sector of here.
Are there certain parts of the day that are safer than others, or is it really dependent on the weather and what's going on in the water?
I'd like to say the safest part of the day is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. when we're up here on duty. Above and beyond that, you never really want to turn your back on the ocean, and you always want to be constantly aware of the conditions that are on hand on any given day. When in doubt, don't go out.
What are some of the things or the rules that you are trying to enforce daily and throughout the summer every year, whether it's you or any of your lifeguards, to beachgoers, or to be mindful of them, to stand by to make sure everybody's being safe and of course having a good time?
Yeah, we want we want our beach patrons to be well informed prior to arriving here at the beach of like your typical conditions, the weather and the sun. Above and beyond that, our professional lifeguards here on the beach, designate a safe swimming area every day where there's minimal risk of any rip currents and so forth and such up here.
What does it take? I want to get into what does it take to be a lifeguard itself. I mean, I'm sure there's requirements or things you have to do ahead of time. Is there any kind of training that you require of lifeguards that are returning, or especially for first-time lifeguards, that you need them to know how to do, or some things that you may train them to do once they're on the job.
Yep, we do rigorous training annually. We're overseen by the United States Life Saving Association, the State Health Department, Ocean Lifeguarding Association as well. We're accredited by many agencies that have strict standards that we have to comply by. For starters, any basic lifeguard is going to have to be a very, very proficient swimmer to meet the standards of the USLA, the state, and the Ocean Life Saving Agency for starters. Above and beyond that, we certify everybody in-house here with our agency with open water life saving, professional first aid, CPR, and AED use, and we practice all of this stuff on a daily basis. This way we're well equipped and ready to handle any task that's thrown at us on any given day. Bottom line for our swim test is an open water swim test. It's 550 meters and it has to be completed in 10 minutes or less, which is pretty difficult. So if you can swim that, that's the line in the sand, so to speak, for us here in Harvey Cedars. Above and beyond that, all rookie lifeguards have to go through rookie school, which is, a test battery for all the rescue techniques, swimming, paddleboard. Above and beyond that, they have to complete a run, swim, paddle, run in 8 minutes or less. Yeah, every morning we have roll call, which encompasses during that day, maybe a half-mile swim and or a light run on the beach or in the bay, depending on the weather and the ocean conditions. And we practice daily our first aid and CPR skills in group and individually, led by not only myself as the chief, but the other officers on our beach patrol, such as our captain, our lieutenants, and our training officer. This way we can ensure that everybody is very well versed in all of the up-to-date techniques in first aid and CPR.
What are some of the challenges that any lifeguard would typically face, some of the things that would challenge any typical lifeguard on a daily basis?
Sun exposure. That's one, element of being challenged here on the beach on a daily basis is sun exposure. Us as lifeguards, we're athletes, we're more susceptible to sun exposure, which makes us more susceptible to dehydration, heat exhaustion, so forth and such.
Being a lifeguard on the beach, what are some of the perks of the job?
Perks of the job are getting to be up here in the sun and the fun every day, first and foremost. Above and beyond that is making a difference in the public, saving lives, educating the public more about the ocean and the conditions, as well as the aquatic environment that is surrounding us here on the ocean and in the bay.
What would you like to say to beachgoers here about safety and the ocean, safety on the sand?
Yeah, we're trained professionals up here. We're here to make your stay here in Harvey Cedars that much more enjoyable. If you're in doubt, don't go out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask the lifeguard. We're very approachable. We have a great group of individuals here in Harvey Cedars. We're just very happy to be here for the public for the summer 2019.
How long have you been a lifeguard, and what are some of your personal experiences or personal memories that you've enjoyed in all the time that you've been a lifeguard?
I've been a lifeguard for, this will be my 23rd season here with the borough of Harvey Cedars. Some of my favorite memories, happen every year. Working with young men and women for a number of years here. We've trained as a group, we've trained as individuals. I really look forward to every year with our new recruits and educating them about the ocean and sharing something I'm so passionate about, life-saving here.
Now, this is a special year for Harvey Cedars, the borough. Founded in 1894, it's the 125th anniversary of this small beach community and borough. So what makes Harvey Cedars special throughout the year, but especially such a tourist attraction during the summer?
What makes Harvey Cedars a special tourist attraction here throughout the summer? We're a wonderful community that is very small but has a very large heart. We care about all of our beach patrons as well as all of the public here in Harvey Cedars. It's a great thing to be able to celebrate with Harvey Cedars, the 125th anniversary of the town, and we're just absolutely elated to have such a great group up here on the beach with the public and summer 2019 at hand.
Randy, thanks for the time and for telling us what it takes to be a lifeguard and some of the great things about Harvey Cedars here in Ocean County.
Thank you so much, Vin. Have a wonderful summer.
125 years of Harvey Cedars here in Southern Ocean County. That's Chief Lifeguard Randy Townsend on what it takes to be a lifeguard and how they're making sure the beach is safe here in Harvey Cedars for all beachgoers to enjoy. In Harvey Cedars, I'm Vin Ebenu.